here at Radar Festival, and I'm speaking to Unpeople. How are you both doing today?
Very well, thank you.
Hello, everyone.
So you guys are on pretty early. How are you feeling about your Radar Fest set?
3:20's like not a bad slot, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's not early, not late. We're at slap bang in the midst.
People warm up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really feel anything about it, to be honest. It's
Yeah.
like that's the time we're going to play, and we're going to go and play, and then we're going to eat some catering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why we're really here.
Yeah. That's why anyone comes here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing Radar in general, though. I think it's going to be super fun. We actually played 2022
With our old band.
2021. Yeah, and it was awesome. That was
Yeah.
when it was at Guildford. Yeah, that was one of our highlights of the year, actually, that set previously. So we're hoping this can at least be on par or top it.
Yeah. It's moved quite far, hasn't it? Like Guildford to Manchester.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
When I saw it was in Manchester, I had to double check it was the same festival.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, yeah, that is quite a move.
Yeah.
Like if you were moving house, that would be a considerable
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. So what do you think of the lineup this year? Are you around all weekend? Are you catching anyone while you're here?
I'm here till sort of like the evening tomorrow, but I'm really
Okay.
looking forward to the midnight tonight. And Vower, who are on immediately after us, want to
Yeah.
catch as much of them as
So you have to
possible.
brush off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Richie have got a 5.5 hour drive today, so
Wow.
we're pretty much we are very much people that get into festivals and stay around, watch as many bands as we can. But today we're actually dipping out early,
Yeah.
which I feel sad about.
That's unfortunate,
But yeah, it's going
that's
to be
life.
and that's, by the way, that's not shared drive. That's individually. We're both doing that.
Oh,
drive.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
Wow.
were just like, we need to leave, or we're going to fall asleep at the
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah. And hopefully the traffic's all right.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that now.
No, that's not fun.
Let's bring the vibes up.
Yeah. So let's go back to the band. So, you guys are relatively new.
Yes.
There'll be people checking you out today who don't really know who you are and what you're about. There'll be people checking this interview out who don't know who you are and what you're about.
Mm-hmm.
How did Unpeople come to be? How did that band blossom? How did it happen?
Me and Luke used to be in a band together, and me and Meg, the bass player, used to be in a band together. So that's how I know those two members.
Right.
And then Luke, you know Richie through the education system.
No, I knew Richie. I mean, if the education system, you mean the education system of rock and roll, then absolutely.
The School of
that's
Rock,
how we,
yeah.
we met. But I knew Richie because we used to play in separate bands together when we were
Right.
like literally like teens, and we'd play like youth wings and like schools and stuff. And yeah, and then he was always that guy in my life that was like, you know, you've got these people that come in and out of your life, and every time you see him, you're like, I really like that person. I don't know why I don't see more of them. And for like 10 years, that was our relationship. And then, yeah, this band came around and we needed somebody who was unbelievable on drums. And I said to Jake, I was like, I think I know a guy. I don't know if he wants to be in a band at the moment or what he's doing. And I hit him up and he was just like, yeah. And then, yeah, the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah.
And we sat here.
Sat here at Radar Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Must be so surreal. Like you've known each other for so long, and so many years later, you're here in a band playing
for sure.
a huge festival like this.
Me and Luke met almost 10 years ago now.
Wow.
in our previous separate band. So I was in a band called Dakota, and then he was in Prestamiko, which I joined for the last album.
Right.
And but we always said from the start that eventually we were going to both play guitar in a band together.
Yeah.
And yeah, we made it happen.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be more stoked about how it's turned out and what the music sounds like and how people are receiving it. And it's just, it's very humbling.
Yeah. I mean, talking about the music, EP came out in April, I think.
Yes, it did, yeah.
How's that been going down? How have you been like seeing reactions and stuff like that?
Mental response. I mean, definitely we played 2000 Trees Festival a couple of weeks ago. And although, like, admittedly, that is like our crowd,
Yeah.
the response was absolutely mind-blowing. You couldn't get in the tent. People were singing front to back.
Yeah.
James from 2000 Trees said on a podcast a couple of days ago that it was his favourite set
Awesome.
of the whole weekend, and he saw 53 bands. So
what an accolade.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing I've spoken to a couple of people about with Trees is, you know, we literally played our first ever show at 2000 Trees Festival, and you know the tent. 2023, and you know the tent was there's a good amount of people in the tent, but a lot of those people were very much there out of curiosity because Prestamiko literally played their last show the day before.
Right.
So it's kind of like that died, sort of passed the torch over to this. So we didn't have any music out. Most people were there just to be like, oh, I wonder what this is going to be like. Whereas this year was the first real measure we've had to be like, okay, is any of this real now? You know, like we've mainly played support slots, and a lot of the festivals we have played were in the typical hustle of like, right, we're going to go to this new place, no one knows who we are, we're going to try win some fans over. Whereas 2000 Trees, it was like, this is really all on us now. It's like, people, if anyone likes our band, they should be here this weekend. If they like our band, they should be in the tent at 3:30 p.m. So
unless they couldn't fit in.
Unless they couldn't fit in. So it was really, I actually felt a little bit of pressure for that show, because it's like, actually this is the first chance we've got to be like, we have some people that like the band, and like Jake said, it couldn't have really gone any better. And I walked out, I got a little bit choked up just seeing that there were people that wanted to see the band in the tent, and
it was absolutely ramo kablamo.
Yeah.
And it's just so humbling, you know, like just people instantly singing along, and just, I think that was the first chance one of the very few chances we've had so far to feel like we're a band with songs out and we have fans, you know. So we were just super appreciative of everyone that was there.
There was a mosh pit before we started playing.
Well, there you go. Silence even brings it. Like,
yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand the pressure, because that must be such a pivotal event for you guys. Like you say, that was like your first show.
Sure.
It was the end of the last band. So I guess that was like the measure of, this is where we were when we started. This is how far we've come. Let's see. Where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and it's so easy, because you know you get sent numbers all the time being in a band with a team. You see interaction on social media, and you see likes and views and streams, and it's like that can so easily not tell the full picture. So I think for us it's like, okay, this is for a new band, this isn't looking bad, this is looking cool, but does that actually manifest to people in a tent singing, buying a shirt, buying a ticket? And so I think it was just a super humbling moment for us, I think.
Awesome. Well, the EP as well has some pretty surreal artwork.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about that? Like, what is that? What's going on there?
I mean, that, if you saying that means it's done its job, really.
Yeah.
It's open to interpretation, even though there are strict rules about what it's about. No, I'm joking. Like, it's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
But no, it basically came about my girlfriend Bethany. It's a real painting that's literally hung up in our living room right now. Cool. Yeah. So she kind of just smashed it out, and it's funny because for a while we were talking about, like, I wonder what, like, we kind of had we knew the music was a very organic thing in this band. It kind of, it sounds like the sum of its parts, really. You know, it sounds like Unpeople because it goes through the process that all four of us are involved in. And we knew kind of how we wanted to present ourselves aesthetically and what we wear and how we look. But the thing we were kind of not debating, but just discussing was like, how do we package this up to do justice to like the meticulous time and effort that we put into our songs, and the care and sort of like the thought process and thematic themes. And there are a few things that we were back and forth in for ages, and my girlfriend was kind of like, I think I know what it should be.
Right.
And it's one of those things where she kind of went quiet on that for a couple of months, and then she just sent this thing through, and I was just like, what? I showed it to Jake, and like everyone was just like, that's it. Like that represents ties in thematically how we feel. It's meticulously drawn and done, so it's like had the same time and artistry put in as the music has. And I just have a lot of appreciation for artists and bands that still take that same amount of effort on the artwork of their stuff to package it up, because we were talking before, right, about how, you know, we're old enough to remember going into HMV and seeing, you know, record covers and being like, oh, that looks cool, I wonder what that sounds like. You know, and I love the magic in that I felt when I was really young, and you'd get that. So I didn't even say something.
No, like Luke was a bit tentative about showing me like the first draft of it, and he literally showed me it, and I was like, so I'm gonna cry now, because this perfectly fits exactly kind of what I think the music sounds like. And I just could not be more chuffed with how that turned out.
Just gotta go weirder with the next one.
You can. Believe it. Yeah.
There's a pink fluffy toaster with tiger stripes over there.
I thought you were talking about the new artwork.
That's inspiration for the next
That's
artwork.
just inspired the new artwork.
Yeah.
I need to know. Excuse me. What is that? Yeah. I thought it was a toaster with fur on it. I thought it was a pink fluffy toaster. Sorry for derailing that temporary. I just had to know what that was.
All right. Now we know.
Were you not? Is that just me being weird? I think it is.
I couldn't see it. I was like, what?
now you can't not see it, right? It's like I can't stop looking at it now.
I love how your mind immediately went to toaster.
Yeah, I just was like, it says he bought a toaster to Radar Fest. I nearly called it Tech Fest.
When you need toast,
yeah,
you know where to go.
Not over there because it ain't a toaster.
So you've been working with Sharp Tone as well. Yep. Great label.
Yep.
How have you been? How's that been? How's it been for you in terms of like a working relationship, I suppose?
I mean, when we've made the checklist of stuff that we wanted to do with this band, they were at the top of the list. So like, tick, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, Barley, who's at Sharp Tone, was a huge reason for, I think, for us for, wanting to maybe see if they'd be up for working together. Just because he's been somebody in the industry that every single interaction I've had with him, I've always left feeling like I really like you, and I think we share a lot of the same values in music. And I was especially a fan because he was the founder of Basic Records back in the day. So he had.
And if there was no Basic Records, you would not have festivals like this.
Yeah, I actually hadn't thought of it like that, but I actually would back that comment. And it's like, all these bands like Fell Silent and Devil Sold His Soul, and there's some amazing bands that came through that era, and I just love that he's always lent towards finding stuff that sounds a bit different.
Yeah, like I think, didn't they have like Sixth?
They did a license with Sixth,
so.
I'm pretty sure, and who are one of my all-time favourite bands. Like me and Jake have spent many an hour just dissecting their riffs, having our mind blown.
Learning that one riff in Summer Rain for a month.
Exactly.
Did you get there in the end? Did you get it?
Yeah, we did get it, and we felt very accomplished.
Yeah. Well, speaking of accomplishments, nominated for a Heavy Music Award as well, and you're playing there as well. So amazing.
Yeah.
What are you feeling about that?
Chuffed to bits. I mean, we're playing it, so like the awards by the by for me.
It's like a cherry on top.
Whatever happens on that front, but we get to play, so I'm buzzing for that.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's like I think we're all. It's an honor to be nominated because it's basically people are giving you recognition that they like what you're doing, which is a super cool feeling. But we're just a bunch of ratty kids that want to play in front of people. So that the fact that we get to play that is the thing that we're particularly excited about.
Yeah. And speaking of playing live and feeling off more achievements, like you guys play with Better Lovers.
Yep.
You play with a small band called Metallica.
Not many people know
them.
Yeah.
Check them out. And just so many achievements for such a young band. Like when you look back at such this short time, like what you've achieved, like how do you kind of summarize that? How do you feel?
I think we've been very fortunate. And there's no doubt about that. But I think it's also come off the back of sort of like meticulous planning and kind of we've all four of us have played in multiple bands our whole lives, and we've all made mistakes that could end 100 bands within that, so this band was very much a case of really taking our time. Like we always talk about, Jake clocked that when our first single dropped, it was literally 2 years to the day that me and Jake first picked up guitars together and started writing. So if anyone didn't know, it was that long from starting the band. It was 2 years from starting the band to our first single coming out. And then even on from that, there's like another 8 months that's happened since then. So it was all very thought out and very planned, but in the most organic way. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't something that at any point felt really contrived in a negative way. It was just like, we just felt like we knew how to position this, how to set it up. And I think right from the offset, we wanted to hit our first show feeling fully formed. And like I said, whether or not people like that or if it's good or not is subjective. But from our perspective, we just wanted to make sure we were hitting it where it's like we want to play our first show like we were already been a band for a couple of years, so.
And we're getting that now.
Yeah.
Which is a massive thing as well. Just like, especially at Trees and some other show, like the Better Lover stuff as well. There was some people who hadn't seen us before, who hadn't managed to catch us yet, who came up to us after the shows and were like, you guys look like you've been a band for 10 years.
Yeah.
And that was like, that's not an accident.
Yeah.
We really care about being as good as we possibly can be, and like making sure it translates live more than anything.
I think as well, it's like the people that have said that, it's like, you look like you've been playing as a band for ages. It's like, we literally have. It's just it wasn't this specific lineup. Do you know what I mean? So
while,
we have been doing it for a long time, but still, you know, we still went through all the same stuff that a new band does. It's like, all right, how do we play this? How do we make this transition smoother? Oh, that wasn't very good at that show. Should we make that better for this one? You know, and there's stuff that was definitely not as good as it is now, and it's stuff that we're playing now that's still going to be better in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
So it's still a progression, but like we're saying, we just really cared about trying to be as good as we could be from the off, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Well, what else is planned for 2024 so far? You've already got so many things achieved. You've got some stuff planned, so
more festivals.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we've got like a festival every weekend for about for about another month or so. Wow. Which we're very excited about. Yeah, Bloodstock, Kendall Calling, Arctangent, Why Not Festival, Burn It Down Festival.
All the festivals.
Yeah. Chuffed to bits to be playing them as well.
www.weareunpeople.com and you can find out what we're up to.
Yeah. And what about new music? Anything on the horizon? Or
it's all coming. All the band stuff.
Yeah.
Writing the music, recording the music, playing the music live. Yeah. Doing it again.
Rinse and repeat. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then
awesome
just
guys.
More of the same, but just better.
That's the whole that's the goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for taking the time to speak with me.
Thank you.
Any final words before I let you go and enjoy your Radar Fest weekend and your long
It
drive?
always lands on me. I don't know. Make sure you have a balanced diet.
There we go.
You heard it here first.
That's maybe the worst one I've ever done.
Of Percy Pigs.
Yeah.
Percy Pigs, yeah.
A healthy diet. Yeah.